Hey, historians, welcome back to another great episode of the Historically Haunted Vodcast show right here on Facebook through StreamYard. Today I have someone, I've actually had a lot of messages this week. A lot of people look forward to the show. I might even have some new viewers, which is great. So this someone I don't know personally, but I have met a couple times. I met him at through different events. And of course, actually I ended up seeing him in Monday Night Raw in Boston. Give him a shout out. And it's someone who I follow close, kind of got me into this field, honestly. And through his last years of being an author, a motivational speaker, and just an all-around great guy. You guys know Dustin Parri. So come on, without further ado. How are you, Dustin?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good, brother. Good. Good to see you.
Thank
you
you
for a little bit of your time here, man. I appreciate it so much. I know you're a busy dude.
My pleasure. My pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So this show's pretty laid back. It's pretty much anything goes. We have some people coming on in a minute here for chat. But for now, me as a fan dude and as someone who's obviously, the ghost hunters is a big thing. But recently, as you saw, being homeless, my mom passed away. I was in a car accident. I've been looking to the deeper side of the paranormal. The boogie side's great, but I've been looking for the emotional part. And you have a big part in that with the motivational speaking. And I want to know what deterred you, because you've always been rather humble anyway. But what made you really want to get into motivational speaking?
I'll tell you, man, it started with just people would watch the show and, you'd get emails, you'd get, back in the days, like MySpace messages and everything. And people would have questions about the show. People had questions about, ideas about the afterlife. And I started to get a lot of questions from people about just getting through this life and the struggles that they were facing. And, for whatever reason, we watch a show, or even if we read a book, sometimes there's a character that we identify with for whatever reason. And being a reality TV, people have the ability to reach out and contact you, and you're not portraying a character, it's just who you are. And so I took that, is a very important thing. If people were taking the time to write to me about something that mattered to them, I wanted to do the best I could to try to help them out as well, So, one of the things that I've been saying over and over, and I continue to say is, I believe we are spirits going through a human experience. I don't believe we're from here. I don't believe we're supposed to stay here. But I believe that while we are here, we should be helping each other out a little bit. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help out the spirit within each one of us while we go through this little life here together.
I love that. Honestly, dude, that is the way the mindset should be. I think Corona either took people either for the loving side or against it. But when I read your post, man, I feel like you're speaking right to me. Like it hits me. I'm like, wow, I seriously do, man. I'm not just bullshitting you because you're a fucking great dude. This is uncensored, by the way. I know you probably don't want to swear, but I kind of a trucker mouth. I'll try to keep it clean.
Your show. You do what you want on your end, man.
Oh, I love this guy. But yeah, man. Oh, Betsy says hi. Betsy got to meet you a couple years back. Betsy Williams. She runs with the Searchers, Shane Pittman and them. She's like their merch girl and shit. And
good people.
She says hi to you. Hi, Dustin. She says, that's awesome from Colorado. Good evening. How are you, Beth? Thanks for tuning in. We're talking to Dustin Parri here. So, Dustin, of course, we're going to talk throughout the show where people can reach you. But let's talk a little bit right off the bat. Of course, you're right on YouTube. You're right on all the Facebook, all that good stuff. Yeah. But what do you do for AFSP.org? What is that all about?
Oh, so that's the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And it's something that just kind of tied into what I was seeing a lot of. A lot of people writing to me about like self-harm and cutting and thoughts of suicide or suicide attempts. And I know how difficult this human experience can be. And I was like, well, if I can try to guide people in the right direction. I'm not a therapist. I don't have that type of training. But I feel it's the responsible thing to turn them over to somebody that hopefully can help them further, or at least, turn the light on and say, well, here's somebody that maybe can help you to that next step. I can listen, I could offer some advice, but I don't have the qualifications to put somebody's life in my hands. So the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, every night for I don't even know how many years, it's always my last post on Twitter. I try to pepper it in here on there and Facebook and Instagram as well. But most of my time I spend on Twitter. So I always put it there. I've done some lectures and stuff that have benefited the AFSP. I've done the virtual overnight walk. I've done one in person where they had it in Boston. And just if I can lend a little bit of a platform that I have to raise some money and put some awareness into that foundation and try to help people out, it's something that I'm thankful I'm able to do.
That's what it's about, man. You're not playing the rock star. I mean, obviously, you're known for ghost hunters. I'm not even going to try to really beat that dead horse as much as I love it. But I want to talk. Well, seriously, I just want to talk about you because anybody can do that shit. Don't get me wrong. Like, I have so much respect for Grant and all them, but like, dude, like what you're doing now, you could just take the shit and just do meet and greets and get your money and blah, blah, blah. But you're writing, you're still lecturing. Like you say, even earlier, you shared a suicide prevention number. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thanks, man. Yeah, I love writing. I like doing all the other things that I do. And I'm thankful for the people that support it and, come buy the books, come to the events and all those things. And, I always try to keep in mind, like, when I was a fan and going to these kind of things, like I always wanted to see people that were energetic and enjoyed being there. I always thought it kind of sucked. Like you pay money, you wait outside, you wait in line, you get there, you wait in line, and then nobody's at the table. And then by the time you get there, they put their head down, or you give their bodyguard like your name, and they scribble it like on the thing, just slide it across to you. It's like no interaction. I mean, we all need a break. You need time to go to your room to decompress, to grab a drink or whatever.
Right.
I try to make sure I'm at that table as much as I can be. Big hugs for everybody. Let's chat for a minute or two. You got to keep things moving, but I want everyone to feel like, when they came there to see me, that we had something together, that it wasn't just they slid $20 across the table and I slid back a photo, And
yeah. Let's real quick, because you're a wrestling fan, and I wanted to touch on this because we saw you at Monday Night Raw, where Big E won his first championship in Boston. Yeah. And I'm sitting there with a couple friends and my girlfriend Heather, who says hi, by the way. Also, she also said we need more people like you in the world, which, amen, we do, Heather.
Thank you.
Dude, you were getting shout out like you were a wrestler. People are looking around going, who the fuck's this guy? Be like, Dustin. I'm like, oh, shit. You're just like, I'm just trying to have popcorn and enjoy the wrestling match with my family. But you were nice, man. You waved, you smiled, you played the role, and you did it because it's in your heart.
Yeah, for sure. And I appreciate that. And I think that's very true. Like you can't fake it. Whether paranormal or whatever it is, like I've seen people that you can tell they're going through the motions and it doesn't add up. It just doesn't make sense. I'll tell you, the guy that impressed me the most when I first started doing the convention circuit was Doug Jones. And Doug played the Silver Surfer. He was in The Shape of Water most recently. He was in Pan's Labyrinth. And he's in Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus 2 is Billy the Zombie. And he often has non-speaking roles or like he's covered up in makeup and stuff. And he's super tall, super thin. And I shared a space next to him, a table next to him at Dragon Con many moons ago. And everybody that came to that table, man, he stood right up, went around, big hugs, taking pictures, lifting people up. And I was like, this guy knows how to do it, And then I saw other people that, I don't bring people down. Like it says more about me if I tarnish somebody else's name. But I see people sitting there at the table, could not be bothered, doesn't even bother to look up at people. I'm like, that's not what this is about. Like, regardless if you're on TV or not, but we just treat people decently. That's kind of a nice thing to do.
And that's the worst thing in the world, man, is to go meet your idol or someone you really like and they treat you like shit. And you're like, oh man, I really like that dude or that chick or whatever. And it's like,
it's like, how much money did I spend on this and support them, or the time? Time is the most valuable thing. Like how much time did I sit watching your movies, your shows, whatever it was, buying your music, and then like, oh, you're actually just not a good human being, and then that hurts. But talking about wrestling, man, I went to what was it, Top Rope Promotions? I can't remember the show name, but I met FTR recently, Jack and Cash, and they were at a show with Bret Hart, and Brian Pillman Jr. was there, and I've met Brian before. First time meeting FTR, and man, they had a line that wrapped around. They had the longest line. And the show
was in Mass, wasn't it? Were they doing it in like Worcester, Mass or something? I almost went to that shit.
It was at one of the government buildings. And the show actually started later because they spent so much time in line with everybody. But like they made sure like you had time to talk with them and take photos, and like it wasn't just like moving people through. It was just really cool to see guys on that level still doing that kind of stuff.
Dude, wrestlers, I tell you, man, I'm not to be biased, but I met Ronda Rousey, and that chick's a billionaire. She's a Hall of Famer, and she hugged me, and she put her cheek against Heather, and she's just, we were in Bangor, Maine, where I'm from, and she's like, oh, and I'm like, Ronda, and she came over. This is before, she got pregnant and everything or whatever, but she came right over, dude, and then, I'm like, man, oh, man, I had a hard time. Who did I meet now? I don't want to name drop someone, and they act like their shit didn't stink, because I met, like, Kane Hodder, and I met a couple of those rock and shock type guys. Yeah. But some of them were kind of like really like, oh yeah, I don't wipe. You know what I mean? And then you meet Ronda Rousey, who could kill you. Plus she's a billionaire and a Hall of Famer. And she's just like, what's up? Hugging me. I'm like, oh my God, she's touching me. Like it's usually the opposite. I should be hugging her, right? But
cool,
we said someone checking in from New Orleans. Megan, what's up, Megan? Hello from New Orleans,
nice.
Canal Street.
Hey, Love New Orleans. I was just
Never
talking about
been.
that today. I had some beignets the other day. I was like, man, I haven't been to New Orleans, had proper beignets in forever.
Oh,
Go down there and I'm a boy that likes desserts, so I like to eat when I'm down
yeah.
there, man.
Sweet tooth.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm not into the seafood and the crawfish and all that, but I love beignets, man. I love.
Rhode Island boy, New England boy. You don't like his clams and shit.
No, man. I like clam cakes, but clam cakes are pretty much like a glorified like donut. You know, it's just fried. If I bite into it and I feel there's a clam, I won't look at it. Like I have to turn it away. It's not there. It's so stupid, but like I
Edit, cut. You got me laughing. That was a fucking good one, brother. Okay, let's touch on that real quick. We got people checking in. Hi, everybody. We'll get to your questions in a minute. Go ahead and ask Dustin some questions. Dustin, what's one of the favorite places that you have been to that you'd love to go again? You said New Orleans, like Gettysburg, New Orleans type shit.
Gettysburg is great. I'm actually going there again to do an event with Amy Bruni and them this fall, early November. And then I love Gettysburg, always the best. St. Augustine's always going to have a special place in my heart. That was the first time I'd seen a full body apparition since the shadow figure that got me in this thing. And so St. Augustine's always very special. I'm actually going there later this year with my buddy Brian Cano. We're doing our Pathways event down in St. Augustine. So, and there's another place. I think St. Augustine Lighthouse, it's great, lady. But there's the Hazel's Hot Dogs, which I hope is still there. It was just like this walk up inside hot dog place, and it's got a big like Dachshund like sign. Oh, I love it. That's where I want to go. Hot dogs.
I love it. I love it.
It's all about food, man. Wherever I go, it's like I get to eat well. Even with GHI, man, traveling international, I was like, Italy had some okay cases, but I ate like a king every day. I was so happy there. You know?
You've been to my motherland, Italy, Calabria. My grandparents are from. God damn, I'd love to be there.
I realize how big our portions are in America, though, because I go to Italy and I order pasta. And I'm like, there's like a side plate. I was like, there's like 4 mouthfuls of pasta. Like we usually get like a pound here on the plate, you know? I was like, wow. I was like, we eat way too much in America, I guess.
Really? Portions? Yeah. I've heard portions are really big here compared to Europe and shit.
Indeed. I was shocked with Italy because I was like, I was like, these are my people. Like, you know, mangia. Like, it's all the food.
You're my boy. Yeah.
But it was small portion. So I had to order like 2 everywhere. It looked like the pig American.
The pig American. Shit. Have you let's switch on, let's do the opposite now. Have you what's your bucket list? Or like, have you been to Maine? Actually, real quick, have you been to my neck of the woods? You must have been.
Been to Maine a couple of times. I've done some lectures up there. I've never done any investigating that I can recall. I mean, sometimes I forget, but I've done some lectures for the libraries and theater up there. I love Maine, man. I like spacious places, you know, like, I mean, I grew up in Providence. I lived here in the city. I've had the luxury and thankfully been able to travel the world, but I like it when there's less people around and more nature. You know, it's there's a song that Willie Nelson does, but I'm pretty sure it's a cover of a Dave Matthews Band song, and it's got a line in it that says, "It's good for the soul when there's not another soul in sight." And I think of that, man. Like when I'm driving late at night, there's not even another car around. Like I'm in the middle of like Kansas somewhere. I'm like, it feels like the sky's bigger and we're smaller, and somehow there's a little more magic there, you know, instead of being saturated with people and noise and all the noise of this world, man.
Follow Dustin Pari. Follow him on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. This fucking guy knows what's up. You've been everywhere and you've done everything, and you're my people, dude. If you ever come to Maine, you better hit me up. We'll go to the Cryptozoology Museum.
I want to go there for sure. I know. They do such a great job, man. Lauren's amazing. I need to get up there and check it out.
I was going to ask you that too. You want to say something? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just scratching, man.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a signal they're going to steal first or something. So, what about your family, man? I know people want to talk about their family. You don't have to either, but you're a dad. You get your stuff going on. You find time for all that.
Yeah, been married going on 16 years.
Cheers. Salute.
Daughter's 15 years old and breaking my heart. And she's a sweetheart of a girl, great girl, but you know, like I come home and there's some kid sitting on my counter with a lacrosse stick. I'm like, well, how's this kid? What is going on? I'm not ready for this. But she's a great girl. So, you know, I'm proud of all that she's accomplishing and everything. And I actually have two stepsons. My wife was married previously. I've learned to say she's more mature than I am. I married a more mature woman because you don't call them older because that's just stupid.
Yeah,
So,
I learned that too. Yeah, I got a mature one myself.
so she has two boys, so I have two stepchildren. I have two boys that are older and they're like late 20s and early 30s. We have two little granddaughters through there too. And I was just thinking today, actually, I mentioned to somebody at work, I'm like, I want to see if I can get the granddaughters to bring them up to New Hampshire to go to Santa's Village because I love Christmas so much. But my 15-year-old daughter does not want to go to Santa's Village with her dad.
That's not cool, Dad.
Not
People
cool
will
at
go
all.
on TikTok there, and I'm going to look like a little kid.
But it's
Even though it's pretty cool, Santa's Village is dope. You got reindeer you can feed right there. Yeah, and
there's reindeer. There's a flume ride. You can make gingerbread. Like it's the music, the lights. It's so awesome.
I love this guy. You're a guy after my own heart. That's right in North Conway, dude. Yeah, or not North Conway, Jefferson, right?
Yeah, Jefferson, New Hampshire.
Jefferson. Yeah.
Dude, Adam, I did a gig up at the old Haunted Hinsdale house, Dan Class's place up in New York.
Yeah.
Great place. We had a great time driving home. Me and my buddy Cody Desmian, who's been on a bunch of Ghost Hunters episodes lately. We're driving back, man. I'm like, I got the hammer down. It's early in the morning. We're going through Friendship, New York. It's like 7, 8 in the morning. And I'm listening to Willie Nelson. I get this thing cranked up. We've been singing Elvis. We're having a great time. All of a sudden, man, it was like in NASCAR. Like the hood just popped up. I'm like, what just happened?
Oh, no way.
We were raised up on the road. So a deer had jumped up from the valley where you couldn't see and landed right on the hood. So it never hit the grill. So no airbags or anything deployed. But the hood like launched it. So we never actually saw the deer until we got out. It was like in the road. It got up and ran away. But like an idiot, like I've got this total rental car. I had like 300 something miles on it. It was like brand new. I pulled the thing over like it dies in the breakdown lane. And I called the police and I'm like, yeah, I hit a reindeer. They're like, what? I'm like, a reindeer landed on my car. And the guy's laughing. He's like, you mean a deer, sir? I was like, oh, yeah.
Dustin, you remind me of Elf there, Boo Pharaoh.
So much I never realized. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, it's just a regular deer, I guess.
That's fucking amazing. Crazy. I mean, dude, that's something I can the hood going up itself is scary, but then realizing it's a deer and all this in New York at night, wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy, man. But,
we hit a reindeer. The cop's like, it's a prank call. Who is this? Santa's in the road. There's elves everywhere. Send presents.
Presents all over the ground. Hurry up.
Well, that's okay. Someone asked a question. I'm sorry, Betsy. I'm chatting with my good friend Dustin here. I feel like I've known him my whole life. Great dude. Betsy wants to know, what advice would you give to those that love to investigate? Mm-hmm. And what would you say to those that are just starting out, so to speak, like rookies?
Yeah, I think the same thing kind of holds true for like veterans and newbies. You know, if it's in your heart and you're passionate about it, do it. If it gets to a point where it's a chore, don't do it anymore. You know, even with the shows and stuff, like when I was on GHI, like toward the end, I was like, my heart wasn't there. Like I still loved it, but I wanted to be home with my wife and my daughter, who was, you know, she was like a year old at the time. I'm like, what am I doing out here? Like I have to find an internet cafe and get a card and use dial-up to try to send an email home. Like, it sucked. So if your heart's in it, continue to do it, and always just be honest about things. Like people make these sensational claims, and it's like, if you're doing this for the right reasons, making those claims and coming up with these stories, it doesn't add up to anything. It just makes it worse, you know?
Yeah.
Just be honest about stuff. And usually it's very subtle, the things that happen, if it happens at all. But it doesn't mean that it's not remarkable just because it's something small. If you think about the grand view of the whole thing, the fact that an unseen spirit can somehow reach in from their part of the realm to ours and either physically manipulate an item or record a voice or imprint a voice, that's a huge freaking thing. That you don't need like something catching on fire to be like a demon or be possessed. It's like the small things are huge things if we really.
They're gifts.
Yeah,
and people want to just I think it's turned into a pissing contest. Yeah. I think people like us, I'm just, you know, like me, seeing my grandfather at 9 years old, he died, and he came and walked me to the fridge, dude. The night he died, and brought me some milk, and I was like 9, and of course I didn't tell anybody. They probably would have locked me up. But years later, I described it, and I feel that. And I saw my other grandfather 4 years later, my dad's dad, die in front of me in the hospital, flatline, the whole nine. Once you've seen someone die in front of you, man, and then you've seen real ghosts, petty shit don't matter. All this, my orbs are better than your orbs. All this little pissing peacock stuff, I'm good with it, man. Honestly, what I do, Dustin, is I'm more of a historian, and I go to try to find the history. And if it's haunted, dude, that's a bonus. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. I use the line quite a bit. Like, there's a lot of people out there trying to see who's got the bigger EMF detector. And at the end of the day, none of that really matters, And I tell people, if you come to an event, and you get a lot of people mucking around and stuff, the chances of getting like a really clear EVP that you can guarantee isn't somebody else are slim to none. Like, look for visual things, but if nothing else, you can definitely meet people that are there with you that you may become friends with. You can absorb, the architecture, the history of the building, the history of the people that live there. I was granted this amazing gift to travel to like 27 countries, and not every case had over-the-top evidence. If GHI, I think we might add some of the smallest amounts of evidence, but those things added up, and they were important, and they were real. But what was really nice for me was I'm in a castle in the middle of the Czech Republic. I grew up like a couple of blocks from the projects. I never thought I'd have that opportunity to travel the world, and I was so just amazed. Like, oh, we're sleeping in and I really felt bad after the end of like the second year. Like, we're staying in the castle. I'm like, is that like a Motel 6, like a Holiday Inn? With a bed that fits a man that's 6'1", where my legs aren't hanging off the end, or there's no heat, or there's no air condition, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no electric. It sounds great, but when you've been washing your socks and undies in a sink for 2 weeks next to Barry and you're sharing a bathroom, I'm like, what am I doing here? Like,
I made the big time, Mom. Look at me now. Aren't you glad? This is what you guys strive to be on TV for.
I'll tell you what, man. I miss it. I would love to stay in a castle again. I'm very thankful for it. I want to say I never took it for granted. But we were on the road 6 to 8 weeks at a time. Sometimes, man, it would wear on you. You're far away from home. You can't really contact people at that time. The technology wasn't where it is today. Like this whole thing, like. We had Skype that worked sometimes, and that was it.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's true. I mean, the people like that, but it's almost like a rock star, almost like a wrestler, almost like a movie star. You're on the road a lot. You miss your family and friends, and it's what cost. Some people choose it, but then later on the kids grow up, they go, I miss my kids' birthdays. And it's like sometimes family is a little better. And I think you're still got your foot in both your family, but you also got a little bit. I think you found a happy medium.
I think so, man. I think so. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think now the time is right though, because now I've got a teenage daughter and a wife that have been around for 16 years. So I think everyone likes me better when I'm on the road quite a bit. Just I'm like a limited edition player. Like I come home for a little while, like, hey, like you're home. Like that'd be great. So
Betsy's a stalker. She said you have 2 kittens, so she must know that. I didn't fucking know that.
I've got 5 cats in total.
Holy!
I go to like collect the dang things. I come home, there's a new cat. Like, what are you doing?
Your sardines in your feet and your shoes.
I'm allergic to them. Nobody seems to care. I'm allergic to the cats. But I have one hairless one. I have this hairless one named Raisin. That's my girl.
Oh shit, that's pretty cool.
Oh, she's the best.
Awesome. Look at that. You're a softie. Here's someone I've had on the show, and she's amazing. Chelsea Gill. She wants to say hi. She wanted to say thank you for being light in this dark world, Dustin. Keep being an amazing influence. Keep bringing amazing people on my podcast. Oh, that's to me. Awesome. Thank you, Chelsea. She was like Paraflix and stuff with Daryl Marston. You know her, Daryl Marston. And then,
Paraflix is a good group. Yeah, thank you.
So she runs with them. So they're good people. I'm glad you guys are all tuning in. Raisin is beautiful. See, Betsy, man, I tell you. Yeah, she's
Raisin. Yeah, people love little Raisin. She's great. It's funny, man. Like I go do the events and people bring Raisin clothes now and gifts. I'm like, what did I get?
Pets become better. Pets become more popular than the owners.
She's gonna get like her. People go, she should have her own Instagram page. I'm like, but that's how I get people to come to my page. Just pictures of that. I can't sell tickets to events, so
maybe make her a page that she can promote for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, Jim checks in, and Dawn check in saying hi. Great show as usual. Thank you guys checking in. We get the one and only Dustin Parry here. So Dustin, let's talk a little bit more about you got a lot of good stuff going on. Let's promote a little bit. I know you're not a really big promoter guy, but let's talk some shit. What do you got on for YouTube and stuff?
So on YouTube, I've got my motivational series called Hey, Got a Minute, and we've done 3 seasons of them, and by seasons, it's just how many things I feel like writing at the time. This last batch we haven't edited yet, but we're going to get those up there soon. But there's over like 160 or 180 videos, I think, that are on there. And so when I wanted to do something, I was like, do I want to do a podcast? I want to do a video blog. Like, what do I want to do? And I decided to do this Hey, got a minute idea where it was like motivational, but it's not just me sitting there like, you can do it, believe in yourself. Like, because I don't buy that. Like, if somebody tells me that, I'm like, hey, thanks. I mean, I appreciate it. But like, I need something to think about. I need something to work out and like something I can apply in my life,
Yes.
But
yes.
I have to be entertained, and I'm forever a child inside. So I figured if I gave every day of the week like a gimmick, like a hook, it's like Melodic Monday, I'll dress up like Elvis or one of the Beatles, and I'll take and like I'll give you that one song lyric, and then within a minute I will like break down why I think that's motivational and how we can apply it in our lives while we go through this. And then bam, we're done, And then Tuesday is Techno Tuesday, where I dress like a techno DJ, but I'm rallying. I hate technology and like how it separates us. So like every day of the week, Saturday Science is one of my favorites too. I get to dress up as Dr. Batman. I have like a lab coat and everything, and we find scientific things that make us sad or happy, and like what we can do to try to nurture those things in our lives. And I'll tell you what, man, like sometimes I don't know, because I shut the comments off and stuff because it becomes like political fighting about stuff that is not related to my topic
every time. Yeah.
I'm like, no, I don't need comments. I'm like, I'm putting it out there because I want to put it out there. Watch it, love it, hate it, whatever. It's there. Yeah. But sometimes I wonder, I'm like, am I just shouting into the dark? Does anybody care? And like, I never have as many like likes or views as like, some girls like unboxing video or makeup tutorial. But I'm like, I'm putting stuff out there that I think is helpful. And then every once in a while I'll come across like a school teacher and she's like, I showed these videos to my class all the time. Or a gentleman came to an event recently, and he was in the Marines, and he gave me this wooden medallion that they carve and they give to people that made a difference in their life. He's like, I was in the hospital, I was in a bad place, and I watched those videos every day, man. He's like, I want to give you this. I was like, I just started crying, like hugging the guy, because I'm like, I don't know where these things go or what they end up doing, but I'm happy to do it. So we got a whole new batch coming out, but yeah, they're quick and easy. And
I saw you had a shit ton on there. I went on, I saw all these videos, like, wow, he's got a lot. So I started watching a couple, but you got ones that go back even a year or two.
Oh yeah, yeah. Even some of my my magical mystery box videos, which is a motivational lecture I do everywhere from middle schools all the way up to corporate America. And my wife calls it my big box of crap. But I've got the box, and I put all different like items in it, like broken things and stuff that don't seem to have a purpose, but each one has its own little motivational story. And what I do is I bring it to the event, and I change the items up all the time. And I invite people from the crowd to come up and select an item. And we ask, why did you choose this item? We share a moment together on stage, but then I tell what the motivational story is behind it. And it's interesting how things work. I mean, a lot of times the story behind it ties into what that person mentioned. And it's really cool. And for me, it's fun because it's never the same lecture twice. The order is always different. Like I do like the PowerPoints and stuff, like the keynotes for the libraries and the big conventions and, the paranormal things. Like I know where the next slide is. I know where the next joke is. And I'm happy to do it. But to do something where it's always a challenge, where it's always something different, where I have no idea what the hell's going to go on, that it's like improv. It's like I keep toying with this idea. I talked to my manager about D. Parry motivational comedian, where because it's all like improv, the whole damn thing, and just items and we talk about stuff, and it gets strange sometimes. So.
It's strange sometimes. Like I want a ticket right now. You already got me sold. I could put up with you for another hour, man. This is crazy. You get finally a guest that can match my energy. I'm always just swinging at the fences, and I don't even need coffee.
That's always
no cocaine either. It's ADHD, man. That's it. No cocaine here.
Somebody told me like you really should get checked out for ADHD and put on medicine. I'm like, but then I'll lose like my little spark of like madness and wonderful things that I have. Like
that's right. You don't want to be
Yeah, no. I mean, if you need medication, take the medication. I don't need it yet. I like all the random things.
I don't need it yet.
Nope. Nope.
Oh my God, man. You were turning into one of my favorite guests, and I don't even give a shit about the ghost. I mean, I love ghost hunters, but just you as a person, that's why I wanted you. So many people spoke so highly. You're a fucking man's man. You're a woman's man. You're down to earth. That makes sense? I don't know. Shit, man. You got me all pumped up. Heather, my girl Heather, that's my girlfriend Heather. She wants to know what nationality are you? I think he said Italian, but probably more. And what is your favorite movie of all time? So 2 questions.
So I'm definitely a mutt by all American standards. Mostly Italian. There's Portuguese in there, English, and Cherokee, Northern Cherokee. Not enough to get any casino money, but just enough to be downtrodden. So that's where we're My favorite movie, I really liked Fight Club. Fight Club has always been one of my favorites. I love the book Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. I just like the different ways of, for me, everything's about perspective. Like all my motivational work, my paranormal work, my day-to-day life, I always try to like get a different perspective on things and look at things in a different way in order to try to understand it. Because I feel like we're always kind of shoehorned into this is how you should feel about this, or this is how you should look at that. And I always think there's ways to look at things differently, you know? And I remember going to the, oh, come on, brain, do something good. Mark Twain House in Connecticut.
Oh, Mark Twain's house in Connecticut is on my bucket list. Shit.
Oh, it's a cool place, man. They've got a great theater, and they've got cool like relics and knickknacks everywhere. And one of the things they have suspended from the ceiling is an upside-down alligator or crocodile. I never know the difference. But like it's just cool. Like it's just the perspective of it is different. You know, it's like it's hanging upside down and it's just there on the ceiling, like not a place you would look for something like that. You know, I like weird stuff. Fight Club for me was cool because it challenged the way I thought about our life. You know, I really feel like there's a great little soliloquy in the movie. It's in the book as well, where the main character says that our whole life, everything is controlled by advertising. And advertising has us working jobs we don't want to do to make money, to buy things that we don't need, to try to impress people that we don't even like.
Son of a bitch.
Right?
That is ding, 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 ding. What does he want, Charlie? What does he want? No, you
But
it's so true.
Like it's like I used to work in news for CBS and Fox locally in Rhode Island and Mass. I was a show editor, I was a camera operator, and live truck, all that stuff. And it's always about like the last book. It's always about the ratings and how much you can sell for advertising. And I'm just like, this just is all just garbage. It's all just nonsense, It's just I just look around at like all the plastic things in this world, man, and the plastic people with the garbage opinions or whatever is the trendy thing to support or say. And it's just like, just be real about things, And we don't have to hate each other. We don't have to fight about stuff. Right. There's room for people that have different ideas, and we could celebrate those differences in a loving way, and we could bond over the things that we're the same about. But like, I don't know.
The word you said the most there was could. The most you said the word there was could, though, because it doesn't fucking happen. Very rare. There are some people in this field and in life in general, not so much the paranormal field, but there are people that get each other's back. But for the most part, dude, it's all about, oh, you get the iPhone 5? I have the new 7. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
the stupidest little things will divide us. Like, it doesn't even make sense.
I don't care. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't care. Like, it's, like you say, man, once you've been through life and experience and you've been around the world and you've seen what it is, you've seen apparitions, you're a family man, little TikTok videos and little trends just don't matter.
No, it's just, whatever. It's entertainment, it's fun, but it's a lot of garbage at the end of the day. Like I did a lecture recently about time. It's called How Soon Is Now. And it really made me cognizant about like how much time, like if you add it up, do I spend just deleting garbage emails I don't even need to read? Like every day is at least 30 seconds, which doesn't seem like a lot. Maybe it's 2 to 3 minutes by the end of the day. But at the end of a month, that's like an hour. It's an hour of just clicking stupid buttons for crap I don't need.
In the 80s, that was the shit we threw away when it came in our mail. It was waste.
Yep, boom, file it. Yeah, that was it, man. It's a weird reality that we're in now. And it seems to be getting stranger all the time. And I really feel like there's a lot of monkey work at play, man. There's a lot of puppeteering and stuff, and a lot of stuff being done by design to divide people. But I think if we could focus on our commonalities and celebrate our differences and come together, we could do some really cool things here. We're powerful. We're more powerful than we give ourselves credit for. Like lately, the thing, everybody in the field is, oh, I'm an empath. And I know some people are more empathic than others, but we're all meant to be empathic.
We're all right. Yeah, I see someone on a bench homeless and I get sad. That's called being human.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely. We share this human experience. If somebody comes to you and they're upset, you should also feel a little upset. But we've become so like separated and isolated. And I honestly feel like this is cool that technology can connect us, but it also does so much to separate us. And I feel like we get lost behind our phones all the time, that we're losing the human connection of people that are right here with us. And by doing that, like we're losing our empathy. So people that celebrate being an empath, I'm all for it, because you're still tapping into something that most people have forgotten that we can even do anymore.
Wow. This guy is, like Jim said, what gets you interested in being a motivational speaker? I think he just became one. He just is one and decided, fuck, I might as well just write books and talk because he's good at it, Jim. Great question, though, Jim. But, I mean,
it was
Sky
never
Ray, Medium Sky Ray says, hi, Sky. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, man, you hit the head on. It's funny. I recently, Maine's not big anyway, as you know, but I lived in the Portland area down by Old Orchard Beach and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I recently just moved up by Bangor where Stephen King lives. And I lived in this little town that's literally like a plantation town. There's like 600 people or whatever. There's not a McDonald's, dude. There's not a stop sign for about a half mile. There's nothing but turtles around my house. And I tell you what, everybody goes, what do you want to live out there for? I go, I'm outnumbered by animals, bro. I got deer every day. I don't see humans. I don't hear, get out of the road, ass, beep, beep, beep. Yeah. None of that, man. That will weigh on you mentally. Do you agree? As stressfully, all this chaos in life.
For sure. I think that we forget that again, if we harken back to the original thing we talked about, like our spirit is not from here. Our soul is not from here. And the things in this earth that we get bogged down with, like the screens, the nonstop, the texting, with the amount of text messages I get in the day, sometimes even before I leave my house from the office, I'm like, I just can't be bothered. It's just so much garbage. It's just not. We're not meant to sit in front of computers all day and just mash buttons. Like, we don't go outside anymore, right? And working in healthcare, like I see like the effects that this has. Like, I love going to the gym. Like, when I get done here, that's where I'll go until they lock the doors at 10 o'clock and kick me out. Like, I'm not trying to be a supermodel or anything. I'm not trying to be some like big muscle dude. Like, I always wanted to be like the Ultimate Warrior when I was a kid, but I realized, I'm not going to get there, But I feel healthy. I feel good, and I feel like I look decent in t-shirts, so that's nice. But most importantly, like mentally and physically,
it's released though.
Yeah, exercise gives me that balance. The frustration of dealing with like the hour worth of traffic, the crazy patients, all that stuff. When I go to the gym, man, I put my music on. I'm in my zone. I do my thing. I feel better. I take a walk. Going outside in nature, like we just don't do it as much as we used to. And our time is so limited, like even at lunchtime when the weather's nice, I try to go out and just take a walk, like just to be out there to connect. And I'll tell you, there's this the fella out of Michigan, and Adam, the Black Swamp medium. And he mentioned to me, he's like, like take your shoes off and like ground yourself. I'm like, yeah, I love doing that. He's like, no, like in the winter in the snow. I was like, what are you, crazy? Like that, like I don't want to like on glass or anything, but I'll tell you what. There's some like just to go to the mailbox and back, not that far. I'm no hero. Just go to the mailbox and back. Like it was something that I've never done before. It was a new like physical experience, and there's a new connection there. The ice, the snow, the coldness of it, feeling it, and of course you appreciate the hell out of getting back in the house and warming up. But
the primitive man, not to cut you off, but like the primitive man's good. I can't do that. I need socks and shoes. But the old school us, we were footless. We weren't born with Nikes. So I think you must have realized this is cold, kind of painful, but you work through it mentally. You train your brain, right?
Right. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's things that a lot of motivational speakers do that kind of thing, like walk on coals and stuff. I don't do that stuff. I don't have the money or the insurance, but I can see the idea of training your brain to think differently, because we've been trained to think in a way that's really not very healthy for us. We've been trained to sit and stare at the screen and obey the commands and buy all the things and eat all the
DoorDash food, DoorDash groceries, get me, deliver this, deliver that. I don't want to leave my house.
I like after the whole 2020 thing, I'm like, why are we just DoorDashing everything? Like, we can go out. Like, there's some people that work for the company I'm at. I'm like, you don't make a hell of a lot in wages, and you're buying garbage food, and then you're paying a premium price to have it delivered to you. Like, it do you good to get out of the building. You've got the time, right? And it costs you less to buy the stuff.
Fresh oxygen, vitamin D.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll run into someone I mean, person, like you said, dude, I go by baseball fields. It's fucking summer vacation. There's no one playing pickup baseball games here.
No
basketball. Why? Yeah. I'd be out every day. My mom would go, it's sunny out, get out. Kick me in the butt,
Absolutely. Get out, come back when the street lights come on. That was it.
That's it, brother. That's it.
Get on my bike, and I could go find my buddies. We go play ball, like go to the college, look at girls. Like, it was great.
I love that. I think people have gotten, and I get it. I know there's bad people and there's kidnappers and all that shit. But I think people have bubbled their kids between that and the internet, and it's like, oh, little Timmy can watch a DVD player for the next 8 hours. That's his babysitter, that and then Nintendo. But go out, bruise up a little bit, come back with a scuff on your knee, maybe a black eye from fighting for that chick's love, and come back with a kiss.
Like it's part of the experience, and trust me, being a parent of a young lady, I'm very, very protective for sure. But like, I don't want to limit her. I don't want her to think that the world's a constantly scary place where you need to be afraid of everything. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to teach you to defend yourself. If you're going for a walk at night, here's your parameters, here's your area, and you have to take pepper spray. Like, you have to have some precautions.
Smart.
That's fine. But you can't be so afraid where you're like, I'm going to lock myself in my house forever, because you could still fall down the stairs. You can still have problems that happen here too. Like, you have to live. If we constantly acquiesce and change who we are for fear of the bad that's out there, we're losing. Like, we need to rise up and in a loving way, in a kind way, in a brave way, go out and make some choices. And it's unfortunate that there's a horrible, side of life and a dark idea of some of these people and the things that they do. But we can't give up, man. We just can't give up. We got to
let them win. No. And see, that's funny because I'm kind of a little bit of a conspiracy. I kind of think the whole New World Order, like the whole universal, what do they call it? Like, at night when you have to come in, a curfew, like universal, like 8 o'clock, you need a permit to be out. That could come. So while it's free, you can still go for a mountain walk. Do it, man. Yeah. I go for midnight swims in brooks here in Maine and shit. I love that stuff, man.
You need different, I'm sure, right?
Midnight, fishing at 1 in the morning's killer. Facebook user, that's Nathaniel Elwell from New Hampshire. He's a good dude. He says, Dustin, hi, I know you've been all over the world in your work. But is there a bucket list place that you've always wanted to go? I guess internationally, we didn't really never touched on that.
Right.
And do you have a paranormal spot for any place in general? I guess as far as bucket list,
I really wanted to go to Greece. I really wanted to go to the islands where the caves were, where a lot of like the biblical figures and stuff kind of came to rest at one point. I thought it would have been cool to examine Greece and do some studies there, because being such a polytheistic, multiple god and goddess society, especially in the older days, I wanted to see how that would play into our communication techniques and what different things we might learn and what they might have to say. Ooh. I always believe that all religions come back to one thing. I always talk about Hallmark cards being like God. He's got different divisions for different people. We got shoebox who like to laugh. We got mahogany for people with different skin tones. We've got all these different things, but it's we've got different prophets that look like the people they're talking to, because we're more likely, it's part of our human flow. We're more likely to listen to those that look like us, act like us, and sound like us. So when you get a prophet of the same skin tone, talking the same tongue, and he's talking about things you're familiar with, using analogies you understand, and he's talking about the god or the goddess, whatever it is, you're more likely to listen. But regardless, now, if we look in a global spectrum and we look at all the different gods and goddesses and we get through the differences and we could celebrate those again, we realize the commonality of love and just treating each other respectfully and having reverence for each other and reverence for the spirit world. All these things are kind of one. And for me, Greece would be that place to kind of bring that all together because of all that they had. So I always wanted to go there, and Egypt was the other one. And we actually were booking Egypt when I was with GHI, but there was so much political unrest, which unfortunately still kind of stains that area today. They didn't feel like it was a safe place for everyone to travel. So
political wars, religious wars, so to speak, out in Egypt still going on.
Yeah, there's always something going on. It's just one of those hotbed areas between religion and politics, and it's unfortunate because the two really shouldn't be in the same bed. But religion has become, a corporation, and it's a sad reality because I don't think that's whatever god, goddess, whoever created whatever you believe in. Pretty sure that wasn't, in the plan. But
God doesn't want you to kill his creations, man. And Ireland's been doing it for years.
Doesn't want to pay off sins, and like we used to be able to buy off things, but it's just, there's so much just dirty nonsense that man injected into religion. And people get mad about religion. I'm like, listen, it's awful. The things that just happened with the shootings and everything. And then people, I understand. I can understand that people want action and people want change. I want that too. But I'm not going to attack somebody that says, oh, my thoughts and prayers are with them. Because maybe that's all that person can offer. Maybe this is a person that can't go out and act for a political change or government change. But they're offering what they can, and there should be some comfort in that. And if you don't take comfort in that, that's fine. You don't have to. But you don't have to poo-poo it and make God and prayer the enemy. They're not the problem. But we just get in this mindset where we're angry and we attack. And I get that we're angry. We don't want people getting shot in the street. We want to be able to have a parade or let our kids go to school without having to fear this kind of stuff. But there's ways to go about creating change without more anger and violence and trashing religion and things that bring us hope and comfort. It's just, remember being a kid, like that stupid blanket that you carried around to keep the monsters away, or made you feel good or safe? It worked or it didn't work, but it made you feel better. And there's no harm in offering somebody something that makes them feel a little better. It may not change the world, but we can work for that change without ripping that blanket away from somebody in a time when maybe they really need that.
Love that, man. You literally say everything I want to say, but I just swear a lot so no one listens. But you literally, that's exactly what I feel. It's like, it doesn't matter as long as you just are here to be cool. And if you show respect to me and I don't follow your ways and you show it to me and it's your way of being cool or whatever, then it's like, I'm humbled. I'm like, wow, thank you for this dirty napkin, because in your country it's a sign of love or whatever. Like, take it as it is, man. But yeah, you're right, man. People are so quick to just downplay things instead of reading about it. Make a real good change. If you really want, don't down people and protest them and go on Facebook, screw them. No, make a change. Go read a book. Go fuck your politicians.
We don't want to read anymore, man. We want everything. That's why I made Hey Gun a Minute, 2 minutes or less, because we don't have time. We don't even read the article. We just want a meme. We want a headline. We want just somebody tell me something here so I can just go with this and tell people how mad I am about it. I'm like, if you do a little bit of research, and it's tough. It's tough in a time where we're like almost overburdened with information because there's a lot of fake information. So then you're like, okay, now you need to like go through and vet all your sources, and we're busy. But this is what I'm saying. And you talk about conspiracy theorists. I kind of feel like in many ways, like we're being distracted on purpose. We're being put in places we don't need to be and forced to think about things that are just don't need to be done. Like, it should be very simple, but they convolute it. So eventually you run in so many circles. By the time you start to figure it out, we're on to something else, and
we're all dizzy. Right now, everybody's crying about the gas prices. And don't get me wrong, it does suck. But there's something else at stake. They're doing something like when they searched for the Unabomber or the Boston bomber, remember? Yeah. And they said, let's get him. Well, let's do the Patriot Act. And you don't need a warrant. You can search anybody without a warrant. That's now they can come into this house right now because they want it.
Because we're going to think about the big picture sometimes, it's just some stuff. It's unfortunate. And you hate to think that any government or any religion would ever set something up for precedent to do something else. But if we just look back historically, you see that stuff, and it's sad. I don't know. Yeah. It's very frustrating to think that that's the way things are, but unfortunately, but not for me. I'm not giving up, damn it. I'm going to keep trying.
I love it. Don't do it at all. Nicole Gaspard says hi. She said, Jim says, how true. This is legit. Let's see. Nathaniel says, this is legit the most truth I've heard all year. It's still early, so be careful. We're not even into fucking September yet. I appreciate this outlook and mindset on such topics, Dustin.
Thank you very much.
Nathaniel's a good dude, man. He's a good, and this is all, he's got a YouTube thing where he debunks certain apps and ghost apps and stuff. Oh, cool. This is wonderful. Adam and Dustin, I appreciate you being honest and humble human, Dustin. Heather, my girl.
Thank you very much, Heather.
Indeed. So yeah, man, this is a lot of fun. We got about 10, 12 minutes left. So you said music, and you name dropped Willie and Elvis, which is I love the old school country. I love David Allen Coe and stuff. Yes, I love
DNC, man. When I'm on the road, I listen to him a lot. Like,
because my long hair just can't cover up my redneck. I want every fight I ever fought. Oh yeah,
like it has that song. Somebody shoot out them spotlights. Spotlights ain't nothing but jive. I think about that when I'm on the road. I'm like, and I appreciate when he comes to the events and everything, but I never feel like I'm elevated above anybody else. I mean, this is all just perception, and perception is so screwed, But
you see that? They nothing but jive. Like he says, I'm playing my music. I don't want no gimmicks. I don't need the light on me. Look, everybody, I'm a pretty guitar player. He just wants to play his music and want you guys to drink beer or do whatever you like, have water, jam out. So what's your favorite rock? Was it like rock metal? You got Metallica or?
Yeah. Metallica. I remember I saw Metallica when I was in high school, and my buddy got tickets. We're in like the 5th row. And I remember having to go to work the next day, and I couldn't hear. And I was a host at a restaurant, and I had to have people point, like, this is when you had the smoking or the non-smoking section that was like divided by the plants, and that was it. Like, the smoke will never go across there. You're fine. Enjoy your meal. But,
you had I had like reverb or whatever.
It was so bad, dude. I couldn't hear anything. I was like, what is going on? Yeah, Metallica is one of my favorites. I'm a big glam rock guy. I just saw Poison a couple of weeks ago. Cinderella is one of my biggest fans. I love Cinderella.
Wait a minute, hold on a minute, real quick, Dustin. I gotta cut you off. Poison a couple weeks ago. They're on a tour.
They were supposed to be here in 2020 because the Monster Stadium tour with Motley Crue and everything and Def Leppard was going on. Yeah. So they were doing a solo gig down in Connecticut at one of the casinos when they were doing the Fenway gig. So it finally got rescheduled to this year. And so I know Brett was in the hospital currently. I don't know if he's still there, but I got to see him down in Connecticut, which is really cool. Dude, my first gig, my first GHI gig, I'm in New Zealand, and I'm like looking for a sign that this is where I'm supposed to be. And I get super excited because across the street from the hotel was the Cadbury Chocolate Factory. And I love my sweets. So I'm like, this is good. And then I'm walking back in the hotel, and freaking Poison is staying there. They're staying in the penthouse, and we had the other penthouse, not for us, but for all our equipment. Yeah. And so like I end up hanging out every night with Ricky Rocket, the drummer. He's huge into the paranormal. You're like,
shut up.
He's talking like string theory and quantum physics, like way over my head. We're sitting every night in the bar at the hotel. I'm like, this is amazing. Like hanging out with CC outside. He's telling dirty jokes and stuff.
CC DeVille. Oh, dude. That's
so good, man. But
that was in New Zealand?
They gave us tickets to the show. We got to go see him down in Wellington. It was awesome. It was really cool.
Wow, that was a sign. So yeah, we got 10 minutes, and I know it's whatever, but I want to talk about it because honestly, dude, my mom, rest her soul, she loved you guys. She thought Grant was just the fucking funniest shit. So for Ghost Hunters International, man, so how did you even get onto that show? Did you apply? Did they find you?
So the whole thing was crazy. So I used to be like the local guy that would just go investigate places. And again, I always tell people like, don't go into abandoned buildings and things because they can be very unsafe. But that's how I started when I was a kid because I didn't know any better. And I'm working at an ambulance company part-time. I'm working at the oral surgeon's office part-time. I'm working in news part-time. Like I always had like 3 jobs. And I'd come out of work at night and people would be in the parking lot and they're like, are you the ghost guy? I was like, sure. Like you going anywhere? I was like, well, I was going home, but we can go check out Hell's Gates or we can go to the witch's house. And so I would take these strangers out into the woods. So there's a lot of trust there on both sides because I didn't know them. They didn't know me. And we'd go and explore things. And I came home one night and I'm flicking through TV and I see these guys going to people's houses to investigate. I'm like, what the heck is this about? And I was so intrigued because like I'm getting chased out of places by cops and like local. And here these people are invited in home. So like I catch another episode and then I see that they're filming in Rhode Island. I was like, oh, this is amazing. And so I like emailed like, Jay, Grant, Steve, and I was like, hey, if you guys need any help, like, I just do this by myself. I didn't know there were teams. Took several emails, and then eventually one of the young ladies that used to be on the team, she invited me to meet them, and we went to a coffee shop, and I told them all my backstory, the books I read, the things I thought about, and they're like, well, listen, you can't be on the show, but if you would like a spot on the home team, like you could work with us. I was like, that's great. I'm like, I'm just looking not to get chased out of places. So I did that for a couple of months, and then they're like, hey, like we're filming in Harrisville, Rhode Island at this fire station. If you want to come, we'll try you out in the show and see how you do. And I was like, all right, great. And so I did that, and then they liked me and they kept me around. It turns out I'm just plucky comic relief. Like I don't think I'm the one that anybody goes to for like super scientific stuff. It's always funny when I'm like tech whatever. I'm like, I don't.
No, you're relief. When people get stressed out, you're the relief. Bring in the jester.
Yeah, the red shirt gonna die on the planet. So honestly, even to this day, like all these years later, man, like GHI, back on GH, when I have to set up a DVR camera on a tripod, I swear to you, and being a camera guy for years, I know how it works. But when the camera is on me, I cannot thread that camera correctly for the life of me. So I always just end up dummying it and then walking off camera and waiting for them to leave and going back and actually set it up because I can't work under that pressure. I remember Steve telling me, he's like, dude, they're going to edit it. They're not going to make you look stupid. I'm like, no. I'm like, I just can't. Like, shit.
You see that guy? He's secret of the...
Yeah, I have to go back and do it off camera when no one's watching because it freaks me out. But
oh my fucking god, that is too funny, man.
But so I never left the day job. They always offered me like opportunities, but I never left the day job in healthcare because I was like, well, TV's fun, but like healthcare is paying my bills and keeps a roof over my head and takes care of my family.
Yep.
The rest of those guys don't need a day job anymore. So sometimes we make decisions and we look back and go, what the hell was I thinking? But, I joke around a lot, but I feel like this was my path. I've been able to do some amazing things.
Yeah.
The most important part of it is I've been able to help some people along the road. And the fact that I can still, like you said, have my foot kind of in both places. You know, I can stay here and do the day job. I can travel and do events. I can moonlight and go do an episode or two. I'm really thankful to Jay and all those guys for still, you know, trusting me enough to bring me out there. Steve just had me do the House in Between Two documentary.
Yes.
So, you know, they think very, very kindly of me, and they trust me to do that stuff. So I'm happy to do it as long as they want me there. Yeah, you know, we keep the day job, we keep things locked down, and my heart really sings for doing the motivational work. And so I'm just trying to do more and more of that. And it's kind of permeated everything that I do. Like, you don't come to a paranormal lecture with me anymore and you don't get some motivational things in there, you know, but I tie it all back in, you know, because I want people to get what they came for. Like, you want ghost stories, I'll give them to you, but you're going to think differently by the time you leave.
It's like, I guess it's like Metallica has to play Enter Sandman, even though fucking they get 900 other songs that are good. Yeah. But at the same time, though, you make it, you don't make it so you're like, dry eyes, clear eyes. You know what I mean? You're very much make it fun, and you grab people's attention. Of course, they want to be there to see you anyway, but you make it very fun. I can see you taking selfies with people. So you have a tour right now? You're going to be coming up our way? You said that earlier.
I got a bunch of stuff coming on, man. I'm not home for the next couple of weekends. I'm going to be down in New Jersey this weekend with my buddy Brian Cano. We're doing a Pathways event there. So Pathways is cool. It's like a theater presentation where we filmed other places, but everybody in the crowd gets an auctioneer's paddle. So they get to vote for like everything you see. Like, where are we going? What room are we going in? What devices do we need?
Oh, interactive. That's cool.
Yeah. So like, we teach you while you're watching, and it's really fun. And then after that, there's like a limited VIP thing where we're going up to the Strauss Mansion to do an investigation. I think there's only like 3 or 4 tickets left for that, but that's going to be this weekend down in Jersey. And then after that, I go down to Texas. I'm going to the Old Park Hotel, my first time there. I've heard amazing things about this place.
Yes, I've heard a lot about that.
Ballinger, Texas. So there, and then I go to Kansas, one of the places that was just on the recent series, Ghost Hunters. Go to the Lake House in Texas and Hotel Josephine. Then I think I go to Pennsylvania. And I don't know, man. I'm all over the dang place. Like, it's
you're just swinging East Coast, West Coast, South Coast. Like, you're all
like Labor Day weekend. I'm doing a double header. I go to Western Pennsylvania to the Grand Midway Hotel with Heather Taddy, who I really like working with. She's really cool. We've never done an event together, but we've done a lot of conventions. She's from Paranormal Stage. She's done a lot of alien stuff. She's so cool. So we're doing Grand Midway, and then the next day I get up in the morning, or probably don't go to bed, and I hop in the rental and drive down to Kentucky and meet up with Chris Williams, and we do Bobby Mackey's that day, and then fly back here. So it's just like bam, bam, keep going. And then like in November, I'm doing the same thing. I'm working with Brian and Rochelle from Ghost Hunters, the reboot kind, and we're going to be working at Mineral Springs in Illinois. And then the next day, I'm in Gettysburg with Amy Bruni. So it's just like, I don't do a hell of a lot, man. That's why I do my writing on the planes and the trains, and I listen to my old music, and I just
You're a fucking vampire. You are the paranormal rock star. Literally. Look him up. Dustin Pari, paranormal rock star, because he is. Like, paranormal comedian, too. He's got me laughing over here. Doing a great show. We got a couple minutes. We can go a little bit over. I just want to say real quick, man, if you ever come to Maine, please, 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 I'd love you to hit me up. We'll go out and fuck the lobster roll. We'll go out and get something else, and we're gonna get clam cake, and we both will eat it and not look.
Yeah, don't look at it.
I got some good places, man. There's a witch, the White Witch of York, Maine. She's got a slab above her grave, so she don't rise from it. It's been there since like 1778.
Oh, that's cool.
I'd love to show you around, man. I'd love to go out and crank some Metallica until you go deaf and go have some clam cakes and
then, brother. Not to delve into too deeply, man, but reading about your personal story, man, really inspiring, brother. To know that you've gone through that, you've walked through that yourself. And it's weird how things happen, man. It's not like one bad thing happens.
I appreciate that.
Homelessness by itself is so difficult, but then to lose family members, like all these things that hit at once, and to just still to continue on and to not give up, man. Guys like you, people like you, man, those are the heroes that I really think people don't look upon and say, here's somebody who's going through this human experience, struggling and still coming out the other side and saying, you know what, screw this. I'm not giving up. I'm not going to be beaten, man. So God bless you. I'm very, very proud of you, man. I love you very much.
I I'm trying not to cry because, like, I try not to bitch because everybody complains about life, but I look around and I'm like, my mom died. I got homeless. I got in a car accident. I died for 38 seconds. I came back and I still don't have a home. And now I finally, dude, I got my own place that I can't leave. Like, and it's surreal, but I don't want credit. But to come from you, man, seriously, Dustin, that fucking means the world, dude. I swear to God, that means so much to me. I got your back forever, man. I love you, man. Like, I saw you at wrestling, dude. I saw you there, and I'm like, it's Dustin. I'm like, Dustin. And everybody's like, what? Look around. What's that? Is it The Undertaker? I go, no, it's Dustin Parry. And they're like, what? Is it a new wrestler? I go, no.
I'll tell you what, man. We were sitting there, my buddy and I, my best friend since first grade. We were sitting there right at the border, and we had tickets like right behind the timekeeper's table. And when Big E came out and he put the Money in the Bank case, they brought it. They put it on that table, and I'm like, I can reach over and grab that. I mean, I would never steal it, but like I just wanted to touch it. I was like, the screen it was big. I'm like, I'll just take a picture of it. Like, that's about it.
You are a kid like me. You are a kid. You wanted to pick that up and be like, what's up, Big E? They'll be like, well, wait a minute. Hold on. Cut. Drop the briefcase, sir.
Yeah, I want to get kicked out by security.
Oh, that place went apeshit when Big E cashed that in at the end, and he got his first. I know he's hurt now. Like, he got really hurt bad, I guess. But
yeah, that neck injury is bad. I hope he can come back in some capacity. But whatever's best for him. But,
hey, check it out. Check it out, Dustin. Old school.
Oh yeah, the old Chrome WWF. That was the best, man.
Took 3 hours, but I get more compliments on that than anything. People don't even care. They go, that's a tattoo. I own that too. I love the Warrior.
Yeah, that's the whole time period, man. That's a childhood.
Oh man. So okay, so we got another minute or two. Let's shout out where people can find you. Where can people reach you to get tickets to see you?
Appreciate that, man. Very simple. It's just DustinPari.com. That's DustinPari.com. It's also ParanormalRockstar.com. They both link to the same place. It's just different times of my life. And then if you go to YouTube and just do youtube.com/Dustin Parry, you'll find all my Hey Got a Minute videos. So just search them out, and appreciate the support on that. But yeah, we stay busy, man. A lot going on. We got like 3 new books in the works, so new stuff coming.
Wow. All right. Hello from Ghost House Paranormal. Hi, Ghost House. Awesome. So yeah, check out Dustin. He's everywhere. Of course, you can see him on all the old GHI, Ghost Hunters International, some Ghost Hunter videos and stuff. New England boy done good, making us proud. Motivational speaker. He's a father. He's a good man, a good soul. So follow this guy. If you're gonna follow anybody, don't follow the big heads that already have people that you don't need them. Follow the real true people. This is a good dude. I'm going to kiss your ass until this is done. I'm sorry, Dustin. I'm going to butter you up because I mean it. I don't know if you've seen the show a lot, but I tell people straight up, I don't say shit I don't mean, and I got no reason to. My mom's dead. What the fuck do I care? I got no one to kiss ass now. My mom's gone. So I look for people that build me up and that are awesome. I can see your aura, and I can feel your energy, and you're one of the good ones, man. You're one of the good ones. I can't wait to meet you in person, give you a hug. So
thank you, sir. Thank you. Same here.
Thank you for coming on. We're going to have this on YouTube, guys. Historically Haunted Vodcast with the one, the only Dustin Parry. I mean, he's everywhere. You see in the bottom, I got him all his links. So search him out. Check him out. If you're cool, send him a friend request. Who knows? Cross your fingers. Maybe he'll accept it. But he's all over the place. Any last words, brother? Last words. Anything you want to say for?
Last words for now, hopefully. I just want to thank everybody for all their support and their kindness towards me and to everybody I've worked with over the years. But very blessed for these opportunities, and it's the people that watch the show and come to the events that make these things possible. And just remember to be kind to each other when we're out there. This human experience is difficult enough. We don't need to make it worse for each other. And thanks a lot to you, Adam, for having me on, man. Appreciate it.
That means so much to me. Mary, in the chat, Nicole, Betsy, Elliot, all you guys, thanks for tuning in. Dustin Parry, the one, the only. I'll have you back on when you get a chance. You're a busy dude. Catch him if you can. He's the fucking Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner here. Dustin Parry, Ghost Hunters International. Dustin Parry, motivational speaker. Check him out on YouTube, on Twitter. Have a great night, historians. Stay blessed. Take care of each other.